For Kentucky, the last time we saw them, they were being swept in the national championship match. But a chance for the core of this team to come back and run it back. And man, that experience has got to mean something, Mary.
You can't insert experience without the time put in. And this early in the season, two teams that maybe talent-wise be close, it's often experience that wins a match.
Holly, when you look at Wisconsin and their new faces, who are you most excited to see?
I'm really excited to see a bunch of the players. I think Audrey Flanagan on the left side, fantastic all-around player. We're going to get to see Grace Lopez, Grace Egan, possibly on the opposite. So players like that who are stepping into big roles for Wisconsin.
So the whole roster, right?
Basically, there's a lot of talent.
11 of the 18 on their roster are new faces for Wisconsin. They've got the top-ranked recruiting class by several different outlets. And now it's time to get going. And Grace Lopez will step back to serve. Tuzzo gets it up to Brooklyn DeLay, who sets the ball over. And a swing from Audrey Flanagan, that freshman Holly just mentioned. DeLay bringing the heavy arm. Grace Egan can't tip it back over, and Kentucky takes the first point. The story of Brooklyn DeLay, it was in Nashville in September last year when she injured that left meniscus and kept it under wraps, didn't tell anybody, and played the whole season all the way to the championship.
I have so much respect for the toughness that Brooklyn showed all season. And we can talk about it in terms of hitting and blocking, but how it really affects your passing and defense when you're playing with the knee with a torn meniscus.
Power punch from Grace Egan on the opposite position. Holly, what should we expect to see from a healthy Brooklyn DeLay? Where do you think that changes her game the most?
Well, with a healthy knee, you're jumping higher, you're moving better, you're getting your feet to the ball. So I think we're going to see her power game and just getting more balls and more heat on the ball.
Cassie O'Brien will feed Lizzie Carr in the middle, and an easy kill for Lizzie Carr, who transferred in last year from Purdue. Be interesting to see which serve Brooklyn DeLay goes with. She's going to bomb it. And that one just long, but something she really wasn't able to do with that knee injury.
Correct, that's something we didn't see. And 2 years ago, it was one of her biggest weapons. She was one of the best servers in the country. So that's going to definitely be an addition to her game and help Kentucky score.
And Grace Egan with a service error. They trade points there.
A lot of the teams we talked to prior to this match talked about having a big emphasis on serving. We're seeing a lot of top spin, some hybrid, bringing a lot of pop, but a lot of focus on the serving game, trying to get teams out of system so defenses can score.
Like Craig Skinner, Kentucky's head coach, told us it would impact whether you were a starter or not, your serve.
I think offenses are so fast these days. This is the status of collegiate women's volleyball that you have to do something. And a really tough serve gives your block at least a chance to slow down a fast offense.
Molly Tuzzo drops it short. Kristen Simon, the libero, takes it. Tuzzo dug it out of the net. Thigpen got the swing. Furbringer going back to Flanagan. One arm save from Molly Tuzzo, but can't keep it in the court. And there is Audrey Flanagan, a freshman out of California, and Kelly Sheffield told us she can impact the game in multiple ways as a freshman, and that is rare. He mentioned Harper Murray, who's an All-American at Nebraska, as one of the few that came to mind.
To come in as a freshman and be a 6th rotation player and earn a spot on a program like Wisconsin as a starter, that says a lot about Audrey Flanagan's game.
Ava Travis will get a second attempt. Trying to go cross court, and it's long. Travis, the transfer from UC Santa Barbara. Her and Flanagan getting the start on the left pin tonight. And here's Trinity Ward, a Louisville, Kentucky native, now playing in Lexington. Furbringer to Travis. Cassie O'Brien trying to get Kennedy Washington going on the slide. Well, we mentioned all the new faces for Wisconsin. 9 freshmen. And several outlets have this recruiting class for Kelly Sheffield as the #1 class. And keep in mind, Desilee's champion, who is playing with the Puerto Rican national team, she is not even with the program yet. She is still to come, just 16 years old. And she's expected to join the program around September 1st.
Kelly Sheffield brought in so much talent. We saw it yesterday at practice, and it was a really exciting practice to watch because of the size and athleticism and all the players wearing Wisconsin jerseys. It's really going to be fun to watch this team develop as the season goes on.
A kill for Ava Travis.
Holly talked about Flanagan's game. Her serve receive is what I love. She is so good passing, and that last side out, she was first contact.
Brooklyn DeLay with a perfect pass to Cassie O'Brien, and they go back to Washington. Let's take you back a couple of points talking about Audrey Flanagan, the freshman, Mary.
She makes it look easy, and she did in club, and she probably did when Holly was working with her when she was 9 years old. Passing just comes easy to her, and that's how she found her way to the court and may not leave at the starting lineup when she passes that well.
Yeah, we have rare insight because, Holly, you got to train Audrey Flanagan when she was younger. What stood out?
What stood out? Well, she was shorter than I.
Yeah.
She was very long-limbed, but she had fantastic ball control from the beginning. She couldn't necessarily hit the ball, but her digging and her passing was excellent.
I'm sorry to tell you, she is definitely now taller than you.
Thank you.
And there she is attacking out of the back row. The free ball back to Wisconsin. Flanagan gets another attempt. It's coming over. And out.
Grace Egan for Wisconsin with a very good eye. That ball looked very close to let drop.
We do have Bolt 6 in use, so no lines, people, as the computer is calling it. The camera's here. And you can see on your screen, it's clearly out. All right, speaking of bomb serves, here comes Grace Lopez. Tuzzo handles it beautifully. Out to Brooklyn DeLay. Kill it.
That's going to be huge as this match goes on. Grace Lopez as a left-hander doing the jump topspin serve. She slices it. Speaking from experience, when she was at Miami, she might have scored a few points
on your Florida Gators.
On our Florida Gators. And you just don't want her to get on a roll, get hot. Think about it, one and done. One serve, let's get her off the service line.
And last year we didn't see her because she retore her ACL in the spring. She was coming in to play opposite. Audrey Flanagan, I mean, she is not afraid of this stage.
Audrey Flanagan played with Charlie Furbringer in high school at Maricosta High School, and early on she knew she wanted to follow Charlie Furbringer to play for Wisconsin and with Charlie again, and she is loving being on the court with her.
Yeah, Charlie told us yesterday it did not take long for that connection to come right back between the two of them, and we've seen it already. Christian Simon sends it back over, and the tough serve from DeLay. Flanagan. Cassie O'Brien feeding the middle with Lizzie Carr. the middle.
Love the repeat set by Cassie O'Brien, the sophomore setter. She was National Freshman of the Year. Smart play to continue to get that ball to Lizzie Carr, attacking that gap right at Charlie Furbringer. Comes up with the first dig, but second time, no luck.
And Brooklyn DeLay finding her rhythm on this serve. Grace Egan with the tip. Gardy digs it up. Asia Thigpen, who is back to swinging on the left side, her natural position. She was in the opposite last year.
Took all those swings a year ago, most of them on the right side. Now switching positions again, but she swung that one like with confidence and a veteran left side player.
And a 3-0 run for the Cats. Oh, Jayla Gus, hello!
Might remember that arm swing. As we recruited Jayla out of high school, she always had a fast arm, and she gets on top of that ball, and it's so quick. And now combined with Charlie's setting, that duo is going to score a lot of points.
Mary, of course, had the chance to coach Jayla August at Florida. And Jayla August and Charlie Furbringer are 2 of the 30 athletes on the AVCA Player of the Year preseason watch list. And Furbringer was one of the reasons Jayla wanted to come to Wisconsin.
Yeah, Charlie did some serious recruiting, I might add. Who wouldn't want to play with her?
I got August and Furbringer. Free ball back to Wisconsin. Connections looking smooth with August.
Watch Charlie Furbringer locate this ball fast to the pin, and August gets on top of that so quickly for Wisconsin.
I was wondering how Jayla August was going to look, guys, because she missed about 10 days up until recently. I think just got cleared this week to come back in the gym and play. And looks fine so far.
Worry no more.
Yes. Ava Travis.
Kelly Sheffield told us about Ava Travis coming into the gym at Wisconsin and having to step up and do the work, but she's a proven point scorer.
Has adapted to that work ethic and that demand. Different from UC Santa Barbara than at Wisconsin, just like it would be going to any other program. Grace Egan out of the back row. I mean, can we have a moment for Molly Tuzzo setting that ball?
One of the best libero secondary setters in the nation. All those reps that Molly Tuzzo takes with the setters, everything that she does in practice before and staying late, gets that kind of quality set.
Last year, Craig Skinner said, look, Molly Tuzzo, we're working on the bro offense because she can run tempo. She can put that ball anywhere with her hands, and that's a huge asset for Kentucky.
And remember, in order for her as the libero to set with her hands, she has to be in the air in front of the 3-meter line. She cannot put her feet on the floor. So even more impressive. Trinity Ward serving at Flanagan. They're still trying to force it to August, and Kentucky was ready. They hit 15 points first. Kentucky up 15-10 here in the opening set to start their season. And yes, they have heard every joke when it comes to their hair.
Yes, they have.
But man, the programs that they have built at their institutions are pretty impressive. They have both won national championships. Skinner in Kentucky in 2020, Kelly Sheffield in Wisconsin the year after in 2021. Jayla August looks really happy to be a Badger right now, Holly.
The speed of the set between Furbringer to August, the middle blocker will always be chasing, and that's the advantage that Wisconsin's going to have when Jayla August is in the front row.
Ava Travis just got a solo stuff.
It was a broken play by Kentucky. So it was obvious where the ball was going, and that's the ones that you think your block should control, and that's exactly what you're going to get when you have a senior outside hitter blocking.
Christian Simon returning as the bro this year. Brooklyn DeLay just had to tip it over. Simon will bump set Travis, who rolls it into the block. Furbringer back to Travis. This time a little more behind it.
Ava Travis finding the seam. O'Brien and Washington need to make sure they're closing that seam because that ball should get blocked.
Kentucky already has 5 players with a kill. Wisconsin's got 3 different players with a kill here early on in this match. Just in set 1 going to 25. O'Brien out to Asia Thigpen. Travis, soft hands.
Kelly told us that Ava Travis could bring the heat. So you have a player with good court vision, but she swings a heavy ball. Your block better be formed, and they better be strong if you're going to...
Now, out of system meaning you're not in a perfect situation where you don't have all 3 attacking options available. And just a communication reminder.
Well, Skinner wants his middles to stay available even when they're chasing down balls and it's a chaotic play. He said, hey, call for a 2-ball so we have you as an offensive option and our offense in transition isn't so predictable.
Kennedy Washington wins the battle with Travis. And that ends the 4-0 run out of the timeout.
Kennedy Washington running that slide for Kentucky, working off the outside hand.
Flanagan takes the pass. Travis takes the swing. Brooklyn DeLay with the kill. They got a perfect dig right from Molly Tuzzo, their libero.
And there you see Brooklyn just unload. But it starts with that dig, Molly Tuzzo being Molly. Watch how hard Brooklyn swings that. She put everything in that one.
DeLay's got 3 kills, no errors to start, plus 4 digs. Hey, and that just worked for Audrey Flanagan.
Flanagan from the back row takes a little something off of it, sneaks it past the block.
Oh, tough serve from Furbringer. Tipped over by DeLay. Travis going after it. O'Brien backside to Washington, tips, in flies Simon. Travis off hands.
How about the defense we're seeing? Charlie Furbringer picked up some really nice ball, kept her team in the play, and then first it's Simon sliding under, and then Travis blasting through the inside of the block of Kentucky.
Ava Travis already 5 kills in this set for Wisconsin. Cassie O'Brien getting aggressive.
Taking advantage of her length and size at the net on a pass on, which has to be first priority block under identify. Is that pass on? And can that setter attack that second ball?
And talk about carrying a big load, a true freshman last year in Cassie O'Brien, who after the first few matches of the season became their starting setter, went on to be the National Freshman of the Year and a second-team All-American, and played in the national championship match where this Kentucky team lost to Texas A&M. Grace Egan swinging on the left. And Cassie O'Brien, after last season, even though it was so successful, she went in and got after it in the weight room, and that's paying dividends right now with her strength.
It certainly is. Cassie O'Brien looks like a different athlete, very strong. Look at the difference in the weights that she's pushing, the speed, the agility, the vertical, all those things. She got in the gym, got after it, and she looks so much stronger, moving better on the court for Kentucky.
Yeah, we noticed a difference as soon as we walked in the gym. It's impressive, Madison.
Coach Skinner told me that him and Cassie now have an inside joke. Whenever she makes a crazy dig, lays out, gets something crazy up, they say Cassie wouldn't have gotten that ball last year. And you can tell the work that she put in the weight room has really paid off.
Yeah, absolutely. And she just came back ready to go in her sophomore season. One of those 4 players on Kentucky's roster on the watch list for Player of the Year. Flanagan stopped Lizzie Carr. Woof!
That is one formidable block. You've got 6'6" and 6'6" over there. You're going to watch as matches go on, setters are going to have to work away from Gardy and Carr together because they take up so much room.
Well, that forces a timeout by Wisconsin as Kentucky has hit 20 points first, going to 25. Let's listen to the Wisconsin side.
A little bit smaller block down the line to try to work that. Off blocker, you can get it in the donut. That's a great shot over there. Underneath this kid is going to be a little bit tougher. All right, get your timing and get in there. Drive like you're wanting that ball. Okay. All right. Get on this. Here we go. Go.
Kelly Sheffield reminding his middle attacker to drive and hold that middle blocker so Audrey Flanagan doesn't have 6'6" Lizzie Carr in her face. She also said that shot inside the block is a little tough with that kid over there, that 6'6" Lizzie Carr shutting down the angle. But that's a formidable block for Kentucky. You want to scheme away from them and make them move.
Yeah, Morgan Gardy at 6'5" on the right side, and then Lizzie Carr next to her at 6'6" in the middle. I mean, whoa.
But then you've got Brooklyn DeLay on the left side, who's no schlump either, blocking.
She's only 6'2", Holly.
Well, she's pretty amazing.
Oh, he can try to turn it down the line and a bit wide.
We talked about why this is a good rotation for Kentucky because of their blocking. But we also have in Cassie O'Brien a really good server. Let me not do that jinx thing. But they're going to be able to run points with her serve and these blockers.
What makes her serve tough?
Well, one of the things you see in setters is they've always taken a ton of serving reps, but she makes great hand contact, and the ball is flat and low to the tape of the net. It gets on you fast.
She sets up Lizzie Carr in the middle, and some scrappy plays and a swing from Carr lead to a point.
The connection with O'Brien and Carr has been something they've really worked on. Lizzie Carr did some work to strengthen her core. When you're in the air and you've got a long body, strong cores really help, and that's something she's done. Kentucky up 22 over
10 of the best volleyball teams in the nation are playing here. It's our second match tonight, as we have already seen Louisville take down the reigning national champion Texas A&M. Kentucky 3 points away from taking this set, and Wisconsin gets a point out of their last timeout that they've called in this set. No more remaining.
Freshman Linny Tarnow, 6'5", big presence defensively and offensively, and Kelly Sheffield wanted a kill out of the middle. Important to diffuse that big block on the right side.
Kelly Sheffield told us, too, he's in no hurry to set his lineup, that we could see changes not just through tonight, but through the first few matches of the season. He's got a lot of weapons to play with. And Brooklyn DeLay steps back to serve as Kentucky needs just 2 more points to win this set. Her serve gets Kentucky a free ball. Cassie O'Brien feeding the middle, and Lizzie Carr, and it's set point.
You wouldn't have seen that last year nearly as often as Cassie O'Brien off the net and firing that ball to Carr, who has the strength now to be able to manage that. What a great swing.
And on that last serve, guys, Brooklyn DeLay hit 57 miles per hour.
We have a new leader in the clubhouse in serve speed, yeah. I think.
Second set point on the way for Kentucky after Grace Egan gets the swing and the kill, and now she will serve. An ace for Egan.
Grace Egan bombed one down the line and then goes and dials up a service ace. She's one of the fantastic athletes on this Wisconsin team and just finds a seam between Tuzzo and DeLay.
Third set point for Kentucky. Furbringer going to Flanagan, and Morgan Gardy with a stop, and that hands Kentucky the first set.
Solo block, Morgan Gardy at 6 foot.